In less than an hour from now, U.S. tariffs and $200 billion worth of Chinese goods are set to increase amid ongoing trade talks between China and the U.S. Our Hyesung reports.
The U.S. and China concluded the first of 2 days of talks on Thursday in Washington to try to salvage a trade deal. The Chinese delegation led by Vice Premier Liu He sat down with American officials, including U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Treasury Secretary Mnuchin for around 90 minutes. After announcing plans to raise tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese imports last weekend and accusing China of backtracking on a draft trade deal, President Trump said a deal is still possible this week at the White House Thursday, just hours before the talks began.
I did get last night a very beautiful letter from President Xi. Let's work together. Let's see if we can get something done. But they renegotiated the deal. I mean, they took, whether it's intellectual property theft, they took many parts of that deal and they renegotiated.
Trump added that he'd probably speak to President Xi Jinping by phone. But tensions between Washington and Beijing remain high. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection said U.S. tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese imports will increase to 25% from 10% starting Friday Washington time, though it will not apply to U.S.-bound cargoes that leave China before 12 a.m. on Friday. On Thursday, China's Commerce Ministry said the decision to send Vice Premier Liu He to Washington demonstrated China's utmost sincerity despite tariff threats, but also vowed to take countermeasures if needed.
China will not succumb to any pressure. China has the determination and capacity to defend its interests.
Already, the two sides have exchanged tariffs on over $360 billion worth of goods since last year. High-level trade talks between the two have been going on for months, with Washington calling on Beijing to make changes to its trade and regulatory practices, including protection over U.S. intellectual property and increased market access to China. Trade talks will resume again Friday local time in Washington. Hyesung, Arirang News.